Hello dear friends, this is Dr. Deeptesh Patel and I will be teaching you Advanced Internal Combustion Engine. In this video session, we are going to start the chapter that we have started in a previous session, measurements and testing of IC engines. Particular for this video session, we are going to see the various measurement uh, for the different types of the parameters. So here basically in previous session we have started with the brake horsepower, how to measure the brake horsepower, since brake horsepower is one of the important parameter which would give you the understanding of the power output that engine should have. Okay, so here you can measuring the brake horsepower, indicated horsepower, even the friction powers. You should be able to understand what would be the output of particular engine, and then according to, you can design the engine, you can modify the engine, or you can improve the overall design or existing designs, and you can optimize its performance. So we have begun the brake horsepower, and in which we have gone through the dynamometer, which is the instrument that measure the brake horsepowers. Basically dynamometer is being divided in two different categories. So one is a kind of absorption dynamometer and the second one is kind of transmission dynamometer. So we are going to understand the different types of the absorption dynamometer, and first of them is Prony brake dynamometer. Now Prony brake dynamometer, let me show you the overall diagram of the Prony brake dynamometer. The main components are the brake blocks, which is made up of the wood. Then there is a torque arm and a weight which is kept at one end of the torque arm. So Prony brake dynamometer is one of the simple method to measure the brake power, and here it's as I said, it's a kind of absorption dynamometer. So the dynamometer is trying to stop the engine with the help of brake, as it says the Prony brake dynamometer. Okay, so we know that whatever the power has been generated into the engine is transmitted to the outer shaft, or it also called the flywheel. So here we would trying to stop the flywheel with the help of the wooden blocks which are kept on the circumferentials of the flywheels, and then we would measure the weight which is been attached into the one arm end of the Prony brake dynamometer, uh, and then after, by using the formula, we can calculate the brake power. So as I said, it consists of the wooden block which is mounted on the flexible rope, uh, and these blocks are remain into the outward periphery of the flywheel. These wooden blocks are pressed together, uh, and it keep into the contact with the rotating drum, so we can stop the flywheel, and this is how we can measure the engine torque. Here you can see the overall power output which is coming out from the engine is being converted into the frictional resistance, and heat is being generated because of the friction that is ultimately dissipated into the atmospheres. Also, the spring loaded bolts are provided into the upper portions of the arm, and that would help to tight the wooden blocks and to enhance the overall friction. So these wooden blocks can be adjusted with the help of the spring bolts which is provided into the top of the torque arm, and we can adjust the positions of these wooden block, and we can provide the proper resistance, proper frictions between the flywheel and the wooden block. Now once it would be start, these wooden blocks create the resistance and try to stop the flywheels, and as I know, because of that, these the overall power which has been generated into the engine is converted into the frictions, is converted into the heat, and therefore it is also inevitable to provide a proper cooling system to reduce the temperature of the flywheel. So therefore, like water cooling system into the internal rim of the dynamometer is being used to provide the cooling. Now once we have these experiment, we can calculate the brake power by using this formula. It says 2 pi nt divided by 60,000, and that formula give us the value of the brake power in kilowatt. So here you can see n is the number of revolutions per minute, while T is a torque, and that is equal to W into I, where W is a weight that is being applied into the one end of these Pronimek dynamometer, and I is a distance from the radius of the flywheel to the weight. So you can see I has been also shown here, and the weight which is been also described into this diagram here. So we can calculate the brake power with the help of 2 pi nt divided by 60,000, where T is a W, which is weight, and I is a distance from the flywheel to the weight. So this is how we can calculate the brake power by using the Prony-Beck dynamometer. Now next one is a rope brake dynamometer. So rope brake dynamometer is as it says, it's a rope. So we have the rope which is wounded around the rotating drum, around the flywheels. So there are a number of turns that is being provided with the help of rope around the flywheels, and whatever the power that is coming out from the engine to the flywheel is been trying to absorb, it's been trying to stop these wheel with the help of the friction that is being provided in between the rope and the flywheel. So rope is been wounded into the or around the output shaft. One end of the rope is connected to the spring balance, while other is been provide the loading device. So like certain amount of the weight that is been applied into the other end, and whatever the power that is been generated into the engine, that is been absorbed in the form of friction between the rope and drum, and therefore that is ultimately dissipated in the form of heat, and therefore cooling is also required in rope brake dynamometer, and like normally water cooling is also been adopted here for the internal rim. So as you can see the diagram over here, which describe the whole overall experimental setup. As you can see, the rope which is been wounded into the flywheels, and one end of the rope is connected with the spring balance, while other is provide the loading in the form of weight. Also you can see the cooling is provided, so there is a continuous flow of the water, cooling water, into the internal rim to dissipate the heat, to reduce the heat into the flywheel. Now once we can do this, we can complete this experiment. We can calculate the brake power by using the formula given over here, that is 2 pi n divided by 60 into capital D plus small d divided by 2 into W minus S, where n is the number of revolution per minute, then D, capital D, is a brake drum diameter, small d is a diameter of rope, W is a weight in newtons, and S is a spring scale reading. So once we put the values in this formula, we can calculate the brake power with the help of rope brake dynamometer. Now rope brake dynamometer is one of the cheap and easily constructed equipments that can be used to uh, calculate the brake power. However, the accuracy of the rope brake dynamometer is not up to the mark, and it may change because of the changing in the friction coefficient of the rope with temperature, because we know that with respect to temperature the friction coefficient of the rope is changed, and therefore the accuracy of this rope brake dynamometer is also vary. So in short, it is not as accurate as the other dynamometer. The next type that we are going to see is a hydraulic dynamometer. As we have understood that the accuracy of the rope brake dynamometer is not up to the mark, so therefore there are a number of other dynamometers that can be used to measure the brake horsepower of the engine. Now let's understand how does the hydraulic dynamometer works. First of all, let's go through the schematic diagram of the hydraulic dynamometer and understood the various components of the hydraulic dynamometer. Hydraulic dynamometer is consist of the rotor, which is attached with the main output shaft of the engine, then the impeller that is been provided uh, that been guided with the help of the motions of the rotor, also the fluid flow that is been provided inside the impeller and a rotor, and the main shaft that is been provided or resisted with the help of torque arm that is having the certain kind of the balance weight. So these are the main components of the hydraulic dynamometer. Now let's understand how does the hydraulic dynamometer works. Basically it works on the principles of dissipating the power in fluid frictions, right, rather than in dry frictions, because like in previous two cases we have understood, in Brownie brake dynamometer, in rope brake dynamometer, we have understood the heat is being dissipated, or the power ultimately has been dissipated in the form of dry friction, but it is here in the fluid frictions. Both rotor and the impeller, as I said, these are the component, they are remain into the fluid. So as you can see, it is mainly consist of the inner rotating member that is known as the impeller, and that is ultimately coupled with the main output shaft or the rotor. Now these impeller which rotates in the casing, which is fully filled with the fluid, while the outer casing is also tends to revolve, or it's also tend to rotate along with the impeller because of the centrifugal forces. So as you can see, once the rotor start rotating, it would provide the push to the fluid that is remain into the casing, and therefore these fluid will create the centrifugal actions inside the casing, and therefore the impeller would also try to rotate, or the outer casing is also try to rotate along with it. Now the motions is resisted by the torque arm supporting balance weight, that is which is been provided into the one end, and this is how we can measure the brake horsepower of the engine. Now the friction forces between the impeller and the fluid are measured by the spring balance fitted into the casings, and that would help us to understand the overall brake horsepower that is being produced by a particular engine. Here the heat is also being generated, and that is dissipated with the help of the continuous flow of water. So overall dissipations of the power that is been takes place with the help of the continuous supply of the water that is being provided all the time. So yeah, this is it at the moment. If you have any doubt, you can write down in the comment box. Thank you very much.